We're Sunday Assembly. We are a community organisation. We're a secular community that celebrates life and the one life that we know we have. There may be a lot more lives. People have lots of different views about that, and we're not going to dictate what those are, because that's not how it works. We've got 3 values, or tenets, or things that we like to guide us in our journey through this world, which are live better, help often, and wonder more. There's a bit of one there. Yeah. See it? It's fine. I don't have it as a tattoo. That'd be a bit extra for this place. They don't pay me yet. Anyway. So we like to come together on a Sunday morning, but we do things other times as well, and you will find that out later in the assembly. What we're going to do is sing a couple of songs. Done that bit. There'll be some more songs later. We're going to listen to some interesting talks. We've got a really fantastic poet, an improv poet, which kind of fills me with vicarious stress for them, but that's fine. And yeah, we're just going to have some time as a community together. You can talk to the people around you. There'll be tea and coffee afterwards. And as a reminder about the photography and filming, if you don't want to be photographed or filmed, let our photographer at the back know, and we will do our best to keep you out of shots to simplify everyone else's lives. What more can I say? Not much. We have a really fantastic speaker today who's talking about something very dear to my heart, which is the crippling anxiety you face when someone rejects you, and how we can be better people from that. So you don't go and hide under a duvet and cry, which is what I do, and then I lock it away in a little box inside me and never think of it again. And it turns out that's not the healthiest way to process emotion, and it doesn't necessarily make us better human beings by going, bad stuff, put it away and lock the door. I mean, there are lots of reasons you might do that, that's why I have a shed, but emotionally, yeah, let's not do that. So, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Neil Morbey, who is our speaker. And I went for kind of like, oh, what's kind of interesting fact I can use to introduce you, which is Neil has come all the way from Bristol. Yes, on the train. It's very far away. And he likes to run, I wrote down weird and wonderful workshops, which was very on brand for us. So, welcome to Neil.
Some very bright lights up here. I can't actually see anything, which I'm really sad about. Let's see if my slides are working. Oh, look, they're working. Okay, so normally they would have had some animations, but I don't have that because I wasn't very prepared and I was rejected by my technology. Already 1 rejection for today. This is fantastic. In fact, I've already had 3 rejections today, and I'll tell you about those throughout the talk. But yeah, my name is Neil Morbey, and I run a little company called Positively Mindful. I'm just fascinated by people, I'm fascinated by relationships and this crazy little thing called a mind and a body, and how do we use those to do these. I love those principles. Oh, can you give me a warning, by the way, of like 2 minutes or something like that? That'd be great. No. Oh, just reject me when it's just come over and just tell me no. Yeah, so I'm going to be doing a talk today about rejection therapy. Why am I talking about that? And I'm calling it rejection therapy because I'm going to be quite positive about it, but I'm also going to be quite negative in that it can be really helpful for us. That's what I actually truly believe, if we are willing to embrace it. Even from a young age, I've always found I wanted to do that. I just remember going around Plymouth city centre. Anyone from Plymouth in the house? One person. And just deciding, making a decision to go up to people and say hello and start conversation and ask for telephone numbers, and just realising through that process that it's okay to get rejected and to get a no. And through that process, I just found a lot of confidence. It was like, oh, okay, it's not that bad. It's very scary at first. And so I guess it's kind of just gone throughout my life, and I'm here today to present about that. So let's get into it. So what am I talking about? So I started my talk today thinking about, okay, I want to tell you about that. I want to tell you about going up to people and asking for things and getting no. But then I phoned up my friend who I stayed with in London last night, and she told me about her really crappy year of a rejection from her partner, a rejection from a job, and a rejection from a close friend as well. And she's just feeling awful. And I thought, oh, maybe I need to, note that in my talk. Like, how do we get over these big rejections as well? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that too. Has anyone in the room experienced rejection? Oh, yay, have a look around. Keep your hands up and have a look around. Hey, everyone. Hey, hello. Hey, fellow rejectees. I've experienced rejection too. Okay, so now for some toxic positivity. Yeah! Woo! Let's get into it. This is going to have some animation, so it's going to be all like, oh, one at a time. But, we've got them all at the same time. Yeah, life is one big rejection. What do I mean by that? Well, it's never living up to our expectations, and we never fully live up to its expectations, do we? So it's almost like a constant process. But there's a couple of links that I'll put in the slideshow, and anyone wants any of the links afterwards. I really love this idea that rejection is redirection to something else. It's redirection potentially to something better. In fact, the person that I stayed with this morning, I'm going to go back a slide to take your eyes off it. The person that I was with this morning, she told me that through this process of getting rejected from her job, she's now got a new job working in a climate sector which she's very passionate about. She's getting almost double the amount of money, and she was obviously heartbroken when the previous job, which she loved, rejected her, but she's doing great, so good things can happen. And also rejection is protection from the previous life that maybe wasn't right for us. So this is our silver lining moment, our toxic positivity moment. But we don't want to jump there, right? We don't want to jump to toxic positivity. Why not? Because we want to honour ourselves, we want to honour the feelings inside. And so there's 2 stages to rejection, and try and imagine the first stage popping up on its own. The first stage is deep, unbearable pain. Let's all give a sound to deep, unbearable pain. Oh, God. No, more actually, because it's like everything is rejected. Oh, come on, I want to hear more. Oh. Yeah, except it lasts maybe much longer. How do we deal with deep, unbearable pain? How do we deal with that? Well, one of the ways I think that's really important is to allow it to be there. And because if we allow our pain, we allow that to be voiced, like we just did, we allow it to be emoted, we go and listen to really tragic music, we sit in the bath for 4 hours and do our nails, whatever you want to do. Eventually, you get bored by your own misery. Yeah? That is the strategy here. You want to get bored with yourself. And once you're bored with yourself, you think, right, okay, stage 2, create space for new meaning. Like, how could I go to that step of positivity? How could I find something in this that is good for me? Because there is good in everything, even the most tragic and awful of things. There is something good in it. One of my favourite toxic positivity role models, Jocko Willink, he's got fantastic talks out there, and he just says, like, if anything tragic happens, what does he say? Good. Like, didn't get the job you want? Good. Gives me more time to go and work out. Didn't get the babe you wanted? Good. Gives me more time to work on myself. He's like very Mr. Positive. And I love that. But of course, there is time for the deep, unbearable pain. We're going to keep going back to the deep, unbearable pain. Because we do. And so how do we get over it? Here's some questions to ask yourself. The person that rejected you, did you know them well? How often let's have a show of hands, how often do you feel crap when someone you don't even know says no to you? You maybe go up to somebody, any hands in the air? Yeah, how often does that happen? Yeah, like, you don't even know them. Why does it matter? So the second question is, do you actually care about that? Is there an opinion of you actually valid? Or is it more important to trust your own opinion of you and the people who you trust? But of course, so the third one's an interesting one. Are they living up to your expectations? Now, this is an intriguing one. So often with rejection, I think we worry that we are not living up to someone else's expectations. But let's flip that. Let's flip it on its head and just think of a time maybe when you were rejected by a job, or when you didn't quite get the thing you wanted. Wasn't there a lot of your expectation in that? have a little ponder of that for a minute. Maybe just close your eyes and just remember that last time you were rejected. I'm going to come off that slide. Yeah, and just think back. Like, maybe it was the friend that didn't want to hang out with you. Maybe it was the job that you didn't get. Well, what were you expecting from them in that moment? And they weren't able to meet your expectation. Just notice how that makes you feel. It's a bit different. It's a bit more internal locus of evaluation, as we say in the counselling world. Yeah, like, what is it that we want? And that takes me to the final question, which is, what do you want? And that is how we get through that. This is redirecting you. So what do you want? Who do you want to hang out with? Who do you want to spend your time with? Rejection is an amazing thing to help us reprioritize. What do we want? How are we doing on time, by the way? Any ideas? Oh, I know,
Loads of time.
Great. Oh, so much time. It feels like ages up here, you know? It feels like I've been up here for about 2 hours now. No is useful information, right? I do a lot of work in couples. I do a lot of work with people meeting each other and flirting. It's always great in a connection to get to the no. Like, would you like to do this? No. Do you like that? No. Great, that's really helpful, because now I don't have to continue going down that track. It's really helpful information. And so the way that we can stop taking that personally is just simply saying thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's really helpful, thanks. Yeah, I know it's a bit of a weird thing. I get people to do it kind of on purpose, but yeah, let's actually do a little bit of that right now. I'd like you to maybe turn to someone and I'd like you to ask them a ridiculous question. Here's 3 options. You can either ask them, could I get a back massage? Would you like to go out and have a bagel with me? That is option 2. Option 3 is, would you like to dance in the next song with me? Okay, so turn to someone, and oh, by the way, they're going to say no. And I'd like you to practice different ways of saying no. So you might do this a couple of times, and then you're going to say thank you for no. Okay, have a go. Once you've done one, try a different person or a different question. A different way of saying no. Okay, last time now, one more time and then we'll come back. You can make up your own weird question. And coming back to the front, you're going to see me raise my hand. Raise my hand with me. Yeah, well then I copied that off someone earlier. Okay, I'd like you to just close your eyes and just see how that was. Just check in internally. What's going on in my belly? What's going on in my chest? I'd like you to take a nice deep breath through the nose and out through the mouth. And just shake off the hands a little bit. Good. Yeah, so we do have a body, and the body has a nervous system, and so deep breaths, shaking, all these things are very, very good to help that first stage of things. Very important. Yeah, so let's leave that slide up there, and let's talk about, I've got a client who's got a stammer, and one of the things he talks about is deliberate disfluency. It's a really great method that he uses to get over the stammer. So he'll go up to somebody and he'll literally, on purpose, do what I'm doing. And what does that do? That takes away the pressure of trying to stop it. It takes away the resistance. And once we take away the resistance, and we realised nobody died, we're okay, I'm still loved, I'm still okay, then it's like, it's a little bit easier after that. And so this talk was partly inspired by a wonderful person who I can't remember the name, but it's on the bottom list, Jaya Jang, I'm probably mispronouncing that. And Jaya Jang talks about 100 Days of Rejection. Has anyone seen this YouTube video or TED Talk? Okay, go watch it. It's flipping hilarious. 100 Days of Rejection, highly recommend it. There's a few things on this slideshow if anyone wants it afterwards. I can take your email address and send that to you. And what he realizes is that you can actually overcome a lot of this social anxiety of rejection by deliberately choosing to be rejected. I've practiced today already twice. I asked to bring my bicycle in. They said no, and I said, okay, thank you. I went into what's it called, the Costa. What's the other one? Nero, and I asked for a discount on my cup of tea and croissant. She looked at me a bit confused, and she was like, sorry, I can't do that. And one of the things that Jai Jang realized was you can run away from that at that moment, or you can choose to bring your curiosity. So goal number 2 is to bring a little bit of curiosity. First of all in yourself, but also you can choose to bring it externally. Now, I see in the top corner I've put, but no is a complete sentence, Neil. Yeah, because we have this idea, right? This is important, right? If you go up to somebody and you ask them out and they say no, you don't want to harass them. You don't want to be like, why? Why? Not good. Creepy. But there are different ways of bringing that curiosity in. I quite like the different phrasing of, do you mind if I ask, or can I ask? But there's also a second option, which is to think about naming what it was that you thought may have been the barrier. So what's the barrier between that? Or what's the curiosity of that? So was it because I was too direct? Is it because I'm just really scary? Am I standing too close to you? Whatever it is, check out your own projection, your own idea of what you think is tricky, the elephant in the room. And what can happen then is actually that can put people at ease. Oh yeah, you see that, or oh yeah, okay, that's not it. You get to test your kind of assumptions. And through testing our assumptions, we really actually get a lot of clarity and really positive feedback. So going back a stage, back to what it is we could ask. Maybe we'll try a couple now. We've got a few minutes left. Great. 5, fantastic, busy time. How about we ask somebody near us for a high five? Let's try that one. Okay, so when you're ready, try and ask somebody for a high five. See what happens. And just anybody yes, you can. That was too easy, wasn't it? That was too easy. Okay, how about a hug? Do you want to try a hug? It's up to you. You don't have to, but you can ask. And if they say no, you can get curious. Is it because I smell strange? Is it that you're not comfortable with hugs? Let's try it. Can I have a hug, Emily? Would you like a hug? Say thank you afterwards. And if you really want to be full on, you can try the rejection. Ask for a massage again, a foot massage. A foot massage. Is a foot massage just a foot massage? Emily, can I have a foot massage? Oh, I don't want to give you one, sorry. Yeah, I just don't really like feet that much. Oh, Emily likes feet too much. Okay, 5 minutes. Okay, and let's bring that to back. One person did that. Up to. The rest of you just rejected me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, it's really fun. to do this. You know, go out there today and just get rejected every single day and celebrate that. Now, one of the things that I do recommend, if this is tricky for you, is to do this with a friend. So when I was young, I used to do it with my friend Richard, and we used to just high-five each other when we'd approach somebody and we'd say hello, or we just really enjoy being rejected. And if you can celebrate that, both in yourself, but even better with a friend, it just takes the sting out of it so much. So if you do go out today, maybe go and ask for something silly. Yeah, try not to be too abrasive or rude, you know, you can still be polite. But then celebrate that rejection. Give a high five to each other. It's really great. And this way, we kind of learn, like, it's a playground. It's like this experimental laboratory. It's really fun, and we can just go out there and start to get curious about these rejections. Yes, the big ones will still hurt. We'll still have that kind of what do we call it? Deep, unbearable pain. Because it's probably human beings' deepest fear, isn't it, to be rejected? All of us. It's our deepest fear. So it's natural to have some of that deep pain. And what we can do is we can practice some of this deliberate disfluency, this deliberate willingness to go towards that thing that we're afraid of, especially if someone's there to hold our hand. And then we can discover it's actually this amazing playground that we can all choose to play with and explore. So thank you so much for your time today. And if you're interested in my weird and wonderful workshops in Bristol, and I may be doing some in London, so watch out. Yeah, contact me and I'll come up to me and I'll take your email address, and that will be great. Otherwise, thank you very much, everyone.
That was great. Who doesn't like getting familiar with strangers on a Sunday morning? Talking of strangers, who's been along to a Sunday assembly before? With a ooh, and then the correct answer was no, obviously. Who is here for the first time? Woo! Yeah, welcome. I hope you're having a good time. It's too late to back out now. But what you can do is at the end come and talk to, anyone, to be honest. They can just say, no thanks, I'm having a cup of tea with someone, or I've actually got to go put the drum kit away. But in general, it's a lovely opportunity to make some connections with people. Has anyone seen our exciting new social media comms campaign? There's some great content. Yeah. I was particularly impressed by the use of clip art from Word. That spoke to me again in a very deep sense of I know my limitations and I like to see them reflected in other people. On that note, we're going to move into what we call a moment of reflection. So we're just going to take about 2 minutes, or however long I feel we can do it without it being horribly awkward, to just reflect on what we've been thinking about. Some people like to kind of do close their eyes and have a think, as look around the room, just kind of reflect on things. You can score BBC News on your phone if you're someone who doesn't like to do deep reflection like me, because attention span can be an issue. But we're going to take those 2 minutes before we come back and have a lovely improv poetry session. So please, take a few minutes for yourself. even saw that because your eyes were all closed, because you were following my instructions. But that was some really suave coordination from the tech people doing the tech and me going, like, Alexa, turn off lights. Rob, turn them back on again, quick. Thank you. So now, having had that moment to kind of bring ourselves back to the present, we're going to be even more in the present and listen to Jamir, who is our improv poet for today. So this is actually very exciting because I have never heard a descriptor like this. But Jamir is the featured poet on the Imaginary Millions show on Soho Radio. I did not think I'd be saying that line this morning, but that's really exciting. So let's give a big Sunday Assembly morning welcome to Jamir.
Thank you. Don't clap for poets, it helps their self-esteem. And if they had good self-esteem, they wouldn't come back. Come back. I'm already doing the improv and I'm doing it back. They wouldn't come out and share their feelings. Hi, my name's Joey Early. I'll be your improv poet for this section of the morning. Here we go. So as I understand it, it's about the power of no. I apologize to the speaker, but I didn't want my improv poem to be a re-recitation of what you said, so I've been in and out. So hopefully this will still make sense somewhere about the topic. If it doesn't, you're all very quiet and looking at me warmly, so I feel like I'm winning. I'm going to take that as a quiet yes. So if you have any trauma, you may want to leave the room or stay. This could be helpful. So psychologically speaking, if you're going to use vocabulary to try to break down yourself, here's one. You have the free child who is a good time Charlie all the time. It was the kid you were before you were broken. Most of us walk around our lives as an adaptable child, making someone else happy or being quiet or avoiding something to keep ourselves safe, to make them pleased. That often births a critical parent psychology where there's something inside of you that tells you you're shit, it's unsafe. Don't even think about it, try about it, dream about it. Underneath that somewhere, everybody has one. It's a supportive parent. Meant to build you, meant to tell you you can't, meant to mean that you jump over the barrier while the critical parent is telling you or not. You get fucked up in life. Can I swear? Too late. That was a no. We get messed up in life, and so we build into ourselves sometimes our own critical parents. They keep us from being. So yeah, I've been to therapy, and in it we use this language, and one of the things I discovered is that you can train these defense mechanisms, because that's what they are, defense mechanisms meant to support a child. You are not a child anymore. They have to grow as you grow. So when that voice with that face finds you, and it always finds you, whether you're weak or strong, starts to tear you down, it's all right to be angry, to be fueled with rage. Just turn that on the idea that you can't do it. Turn that on the idea that you are not enough. Train your grown-up critical parent to attack your child's critical parent, and while those two are fighting, you can make plans for your life. You might, when not distracted about watching two its fight each other, make some motion forward, some success. You might come upon this. It had been so many years they were in double digits, and not the little ones, the big ones, the ones that are heavy, the ones where you have trained your body and your mind not to look across tables at faces that reflect the genealogy of your own. You don't have to hear what they're going to say, you don't have to see what they're going to do. It plays off in your head. You build it so strong that their face has become the face that tells you you're not enough. That their voice is the one when it becomes so heavy. You know, heavy in the summer or the winter when you find yourself walking down the street and you can hear the muttering words that are supposed to stay in your mind coming out loud. You are arguing with yourself, but all you can see is them. This season of death, because I am that old, my parents are that old, someone is always dying that we know. So this season of death, when we arrived home to both praise the newborn and mourn those that we have lost, he spoke to me. And I realized that I did not hear his voice in my head as clearly as it came out of his mouth. I realized that the shape of his face wasn't quite the shape of the mask that I had put over myself inside my own head. He had given me a gift, and I think I had given him one: forgiveness, a path forward. Strange, old parents will need a lot when they need a lot and bring all the corners together, even covering up the cigarette burns and the stains, the torn places. It'll make it one. You will understand each other. It will be a gift. It will also be a curse, because now all I do is feel the pain, but with no voice other than my own, no face other than my own. It is my own dog. I will raise another to keep it at bay. And while they argue in the distance, my brother and I might make worlds we should have always been making. So to my no, I say no. And somewhere, that too has to do with forgiveness.
Can't really follow that. Don't really have that kind of skill set to add to it. But that was really, wow. Yeah, wow. So, one of the things Sunday Assembly talks about is live better. And that can mean a lot of different things to different people. It can mean thinking about the impact you have on your environment, or the people around you, or thinking about your emotional and psychological well-being. And to draw it back to what's going to happen next, there's like loads of studies that show us that singing in a group makes you happier. It's a nice thing that we like to do. Over to the band.
Do you want to talk with them?
You and me
validate you in that choice, Charlotte. Yeah, let's not be bound by the social constrictions of what we thought the words were, what order they go in, because that's not what Sunday Assembly does. So we've got a short moment now where we're going to do my two favourite parts of the assembly, where we make you talk to each other, so I'm not talking at you, and we also ask you for money. Yeah. Not in a like, you're not allowed to leave until you've paid your dues thing, because that would be weird and probably illegal. But as you might have noticed, we don't charge people to come to these talks, because that's not what it's about. It's about people coming together as a community and discovering new things and meeting people and making connections and just listening to stuff that's cool and interesting and makes you think. I hope all of our new people appreciate the fact we've just randomly handed out kazoos with no explanation. Who doesn't want a kazoo? If you need a lesson, sorry, we don't have time for that, and it's more amusing to watch you try and figure out how to kazoo, which that's the best thing about weird community stuff. Anyway, oh, this is working! This is working! Oh, it's amazing. I volunteer with like girl guiding, and that's the thing we do to make the children shut up, and it works on adults. So let's think of that. So, Sunday Assembly is a misnomer, because it's not just Sundays and it's not just an assembly. It's a focal point of what we do, but it's not everything we do. And to tell us more about what happens in the Sunday Assembly community, if you would like to be involved or make more connections with people or just do other stuff, is Matt Lockwood.
Thank you. Thank you. Can I have a kazoo fanfare, please? Anybody who's going to It sounds more like a duck hunt. Never mind. So, what have we got coming up? This is actually pretty short this week.
Is there a Santa hat on it still?
Because we've not edited it since Christmas. So, our next assembly, the science of... Look, John here got away with saying shit. So our next assembly is the science of weird shit, because that's the name of the book that he's written. Why our minds conjure the paranormal. Apparently, 30 to 40% of people in Britain have experienced a paranormal phenomenon. But why? Christopher French is an anomalistic psychologist. I keep saying animalistic, and that's so wrong. Anomalistic psychologist at Goldsmiths, and he's written a book explaining why we have these experiences from a totally rational scientific standpoint. What's going on in our brain when we experience these things? We'll also have Rick Dove doing the poetry. I just think of him as the science poet, because last time I saw him he was doing loads of science and Star Trek poems, which is totally on my street. So they'll be here at the next assembly, which is on the 4th of February. Next slide. After the assembly today, we'll have tea and coffee here. Tea and coffee out in the main hall. Then come and get your bits and have a lovely chat with people here. Then after that, some of us will be going to the White Hart, which is at the top of Drury Lane, for a beer and a meal. Hannah, the pub queen, are you wearing your? I can't see, it's too dark. She is wearing her pub headband, so if you want to go to the pub, please follow the blonde Finnish lady with the pub headband. For those of you who don't like pubs, you can also go to the, what we got today? The Cozy Cafe. Where's Mitski? Mitski will be leading an expedition over there to have lunch and chat, and yeah, there are your two choices after that. You can go over for, but that's rubbish. Next, also Mitski will be moving to the White Hart to join the rest of us after taking all the food at the Cozy Cafe for Board Games Club, which is just casual board games in a casual atmosphere. You might lose, you might get rejected, but you know how to do that now, so it's okay. Next up, next week, over at Reading, which used to be called Sunday Reading and is now called Sunday Alternative because they're splitters, but same Same thing. They're looking at death and grief. So if you are anywhere near Reading and want to go to the Rising Sun Arts Centre at 11 o'clock next Sunday, then they'll be doing much the same thing as here, but probably with more games and more death. Next. Front of house team. Is Nicole here? Oh, do you want to say anything about this? No? Do you want to join the front of house team? Do you want to welcome people? Do you want to make tea and coffee? Do you want to make people feel welcome? If you do, why are you dancing, Mitski? Huh? Oh, putting up bunting as well, the decorations and stuff, all that. If you want to get involved with that, then talk to Nicole. She's shy, but that's okay. Next one. Oh yeah, I just added this. Does anybody want to go bowling in February? I seem to have taken over the community social lead role now, so let's start doing things again. Right, let's. If anybody wants to go on a trip bowling, possibly in Finsbury Park at the bowling alley near Finsbury Park Station, let me know and we'll try and find a date. And hopefully we'll have lots more social things coming up as well. And actually, that might be. Is that it? Yes, that is it. Except that the yes means it's time for any notices that anybody here's got. And raise your hand or just shout because these lights, they were right. It's very bright. Phil.
So those of you who've been to Sunday Assembly before know that every so often I get up here to shamelessly plug something I'm doing professionally. And if it ain't broke. So, this is my most selfish plug, because at the end of April, my current job finishes. So yes, if you need a writer, an events coordinator, a facilitator, someone who's willing to make a fool of themselves in public with a microphone, please talk to me or look up Philip Wiles on LinkedIn. That is Philip with one L. Wiles is spelled in phonetic alphabet, Whiskey, India, Lima, Echo, Sierra. You can find me on LinkedIn or on various social media as nanofiltration, but with the F replaced with a PH. In my defense, I had a lot of Red Bull when I came up with that handle. So yes, if you need an events monkey, I will be available from April. Thank you, everyone.
Is anybody else looking for a job? Karen, hello.
Yeah, last time I mentioned that I passed my MSc in data science.
You did pass your MSc in data science. Yes!
Actually, I'm looking for a job in that area.
We're going to rename this section. I can't see, but it's John here. Is that John here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, I'm John Mayer. I was the guy who was up there before. I'm doing stuff like that again, but longer at Craft in Walthamstow on the 30th at 7:30. You can find it on Instagram on Tucson early there. That's cool.
So that's the 30th, right? 30th of January, 7th. Oh, I've just forgot.
30th of January, 7:30 in Walthamstow at Craft, right next to St. James Overground Station.
Cool. We will also add that to our website calendar because it's the only way I have to remember anything. So, anybody else doing anything? I can't see who's waving at the back.
It's the Rejection Man.
Oh, Rejection Man, yeah! No. Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, so just a quick one. Loads of stuff I'm doing, but one thing that is I'm really loving and passionate about at the moment is a 12-week course I did called Building Secure Attachments, which is about relationships and understanding your attachment theory, blah blah blah. But it's great. I really love it. So come and talk to me if you're interested.
Cool. When does it start?
All the time. It's a
All the
lovely
time.
course. Yeah.
Brilliant. Anybody else? Imran. I think I know what this is.
So last night I got an email from John Kennedy, who's a DJ at Radio X, and he said that he'll play my song on his show. Called the Anomaly. The song is called Get Me Out of Here. Jamie, who's playing drums today, does an outstanding job playing drums on the song. On social media, I'm the Anomaly DJ.
Cool, yeah. I have listened to it on Spotify. It is rather good. I think I saw another hand. Oh, hello. Hello, boss.
Don't look so scared. So throughout this winter, I'm doing a fundraising swim for Sunday Assembly, which means I'm doing 250 metres twice a month throughout the winter. It is frigging cold at the moment. I did my first 2 ice swims this week, and I'm still a little bit numb. So to help bring the feeling back to my core, thank you very much to those who've already sponsored me. If anyone else feels that they've got a little bit of spare cash, I understand it's a bit tough at this time of year, but if you do find any cash down the back of the sofa, the fundraising link is on the Sunday Assembly social page. And if I'm not here next time, it will be because I have just frozen to death at the audience. Thank you.
I think I saw one more hand at the back. Or maybe not. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's everything. Right, back to Emily.
Thank you very much, Matt. So everyone remember, there's lots of stuff going on. There's a board, there's a list of stuff at the back as well, like Article Club and the band. If you want to join the band, you can join the band. Any instruments, including kazoos. We can factor that in, absolutely. So I'm going to wrap up really quickly so we can have one last song and then get on to tea, coffee and biscuits, if we've got biscuits. Any Americans in the room? That's a cookie to you. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, it's right. We've been talking a lot about rejection, and I've been thinking about this really cool person I hang out with. She's 19 months old and has really perfected the art of no. Do you care about words? No. Banana. But never together, because there's never a rejection of banana, and I actually think there's probably quite a lot I can learn from that, but what she doesn't give right now is reasons for no, which is quite sad. But that's one for me to reflect on and my wider life choices. Thanks to everyone who's come out on a Sunday morning. It has been really cold recently. This morning it was less cold and more damp, which actually I feel like it's worse because my feet are wet and I get too hot in my hat on the central line, and there's just a lot of stuff going on there. But you came out, you made it, you come to listen to something really interesting and listen to something really moving and listen to people ramble on about, I don't know, whatever I've been talking about for the last hour or so. And as your rule, we've got tea, coffee, biscuits, and one final song. Let's give it up for the Sunday Assembly Band and all the volunteers.
See, we're more of a trio than a band today, and this final song needs a lot that we don't have at the moment. So for the final song, you guys are also going to be the band. And so we're going to need all of your help with the instrumental. But I think it's in flat minor?
It's in A minor.
Okay, so I'm just going to make sure that all the kazoos are in tune. Perfect.
It's better than I was
So,
expecting.
and we've, you won't be aware of this, but we've sorted you like a choir. So we've got bass kazoos, we've got tenor kazoos, we've got alto kazoos, not that many of you, but just kazoo up, and soprano kazoos. Brilliant. So I will guide you on our journey.
Nothing can possibly go wrong.
Absolutely not. We planned this out so well. First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent some minutes thinking how you were wrong, and I was wrong.